Are you struggling balancing your underwater camera housing when you've got a big dome port attached to it? Well, if that's the case, I've got a solution I'll happily share with you in today's Back to Basic episode. Coming up. Hi and welcome to the Underwater Filmmaking School and today's Back to Basic episode. If you dive with an underwater camera housing with a big dome port attached to it, you will very likely have run into the situation that the dome port is massively positively buoyant and that it's really difficult for you to balance your gear and your camera rig underwater. Don't worry, that happens to everyone, very normal, but I've got a solution for you how you can handle that and trim your underwater camera housing even when having the largest dome port attached to it. The solution I've got for you is a trim weight for dome ports made by the company Ikelite. Now, this not very exciting looking piece of gear will help you immensely by trimming your buoyancy on your underwater camera housing. What you need to do is basically turn your camera around and you'll find a little thread at the bottom of your camera housing. This is where the screw gets tightened. Having done this, you can then attach a standard weight, scuba diving weight. You can feed it through here, have it sit nicely, attach it just like this. And now, once you've got the camera in the water, you can actually adjust where the weight is sitting depending on how large your dome port is and how much positive buoyancy it gives onto your underwater camera system. Once you've found the proper position for the weight to be, it will actually keep your camera more or less perfectly balanced in the water. Now, this is always the first step you want to take. Balancing your underwater camera housing, in particular when you're using a large dome port, before you start adding accessories, arms, lights and so on onto your underwater camera housing. If you start putting floats and stuff on it first, it's going to be really hard to kind of balance that big positive buoyancy that you've got from your dome port. So this is really the easiest way to trim your underwater camera housing and compensate for the positive buoyancy that a large dome port puts onto your underwater camera housing. Now, the only negative part that I don't like about using the Ikelite trim weight for dome ports is that once you've got it attached here, it's actually not really possible to stand your camera down anymore. Now, it's always going to be on a tilt. But if you can live with that sacrifice, this is a perfect solution to compensate for the positive buoyancy that a dome port puts into your camera. And there you go, a real quick fix on how you can handle positive buoyancy applied to your underwater camera housing by using a large dome port. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how you can perfectly trim your underwater camera housing, even when you've got arms, lights and the whole shenanigans on your housing, we're actually going to release a video that will talk just about that and take you through the entire process of trimming your underwater camera rig perfectly. So if you don't want to miss out on that video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also the little notification bell so you don't miss out when that video gets released. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope it was useful to you. And if that's the case, please do not hesitate to hit that like button. You know it means a lot to me. Thanks again for your time and I will see you in the next one.